Let's see if we can get people back. Because unfortunately the storm just stole my internet. Such is life. Let's take a brief look. Right, yeah, I'm very sorry about that. But that was very much, CNX has got it absolutely right. It is weather related. We are getting the second storm in 3-4 days, so let's see. At least one person has found their way back to the stream, so that's good. I'm just going to pop a quick message up in Discord. Find the Louds Videos channel. Read all the messages saying stream broke. Yeah, sorry about that. We are in the middle of quite a big storm here, so it stole me internet. And, but after a quick jaunt, we're back. Right, and so that was the second 30k of the evening, but it was the first real one. That was more weather related. That was my end, that 30k. Yeah, sorry about that disruption. Right. I feel bad because I've just remembered again as I'm loading in that I need to do a giveaway, but we will do it from within the Discord so that people watching on YouTube and people watching on Twitch can all get involved, and because I haven't set up any fancy giveaway bots. So I think I will keep most of my giveaway activities will be focused on the Discord still, sort of on the community side. I really like giveaways which involve people getting together, playing together, that sort of stuff. So, but I would like to do a small one just to commemorate getting that affiliate marker on Twitch, doing one of my New Year's resolutions and actually getting it completed while we're still in January is a big one. So yeah, so while the loading happens and before the storm steals my internet again, we will just go over that. So if anybody is watching who has not got the link, then it is in the video description on YouTube. And I will quickly just type it in to Twitch. Last login. Maybe Silas will. Well, Silas has already got it. Discord.gg/FRCN to hop on into the Discord if you're not in there already. And what I will do is I am just going to start a thread in our general chat. And all you will have to do is just write any form of message into that thread. And then I will count you as entered in the giveaway, and I will do a little pick a wheel, probably later tonight, to be honest, to give away 2 sets of air armor, and it will be winner's choice. in terms of which color aerial armor you would like. Give away awesome aerial armor. I'm going to spell armor the British way with a U. Alright, there we go. Right, so that thread is up in the Discord. So yeah, I won't do it immediately or anything. So you got some time, come to discord.gg frcn, discord.gg/frcn. If you need a click on link, then it is in the YouTube stream description, and it is in the description of all of my videos, so on YouTube. So yeah, please pop in. You will find a thread under general saying stream giveaway. And if you drop any sort of message, then that will just make sure I connect it directly to your Discord username. One of the reasons I stopped doing giveaways on YouTube, I did for a brief period do some ship giveaways, but I unfortunately got scammed. So some very sneaky people. But I'm not ashamed to say it. They outsmarted me. I think I'm not ashamed to say it because they outsmarted me for a miscull A. So it could have been a lot more painful than it was. No, seems like my prospector needs a little bit of time to catch up. So yeah, I will do another mining run hopefully. If I disappear, it's not that I don't love you. It's very much wind related. So yeah, the storm might get me again. It's got me once so far this evening. So a little bit annoying because you have to start a new stream and all that jazz, but it's the price you pay for living in Scotland. We get the weather. Well, I'm pretty sure the whole of the UK got hit pretty badly by the last storm. And British storms are decidedly tamer than storms that are found elsewhere in the world. So yeah, a bad storm for us is probably just an average Tuesday. So, right, so you just like headphones. Any recommendations for a microphone I can use for MMOs? So you don't really like the mics on headsets, or don't like wearing big headsets like this. I think you could go with a mic like this. I don't know if my finger's going to make it into the webcam. I think sort of the Yeti from Blue Yeti is a really, really good sort of well-priced microphone. So I think that would set you back about $100, if I'm not mistaken. They make a couple of versions of it. You can obviously get sort of more budget-friendly versions. Microphones are one of those things which are a little bit like you get what you pay for, in terms of audio quality. So there's the other end of the scale, which is like, when you get into things like, what is it, the Shure SM7B, which is the rich podcaster's microphone of choice, where it's a little bit like, that's getting excessive. And what they don't tell you necessarily straight up about those things is when you've got like XLR mics and stuff, it's not just the price of the mic, it's the price of you need like an interface to get it into a PC, and you quite often then need like a preamp as well. So you start racking up the expenses. One thing which I would recommend, you can't necessarily see it in the camera shot that I've got, but I would recommend mounting a mic like this on a boom arm, just because it makes it really nice to just push in and out of the way when you're not using it. And if it's not positioned right, it can be a lot easier to then just get it a bit closer to your face, that sort of thing. So yeah. Yeah, I know my friend Ravnak, who is the head of moderation over at the Frontier Discord and mod here on Twitch and YouTube as well. He uses a Blue Yeti and swears by it, and I can attest that the audio quality is very good. It's not just his luxurious voice. So yeah, since we've got a few more people rejoining the chat, if you would like to get involved with the giveaway or a couple of sets of aerial armor, then head on over to the Discord, discord.gg/FRCN. Links in the YouTube video description. And there is a thread under the general channel, which I believe is called Stream Giveaway, because I'm very creative. If you just drop me any form of message in that, doesn't even have to be nice. I'm just gonna take your names, stick them in a pick a wheel, and yeah, we'll do just because I wanna give everybody sort of, there were a bunch of people who were here who haven't necessarily made it back after my storm outage. So I will just say I will draw that tomorrow afternoon. So if anybody catches this up on the VOD, then they can come and get involved too. And yeah, it'll be we'll do 2 sets, and it'll be whoever wins can choose what colours from what's available. You can even have orange and look as cool as I do in most of my videos. I think it comes in orange, grey, and what's the other one? Cherry red. Yeah. Silas is working on me to plug the merch store. We do also have a merch store. We sell hoodies. We sell mugs. I say sell. I mean, realistically, it's set at making no profit. Just if you would like some cool Frontier merch, then you can get that. So, oh, Greg, how you doing, mate? We're just recovering from a storm outage, but go for one more mining run. Hopefully, we've done one already. Had a couple of 30Ks, one game related, one storm related, and yeah, I might have to, given the weather, maybe cut it a little bit short after we fill up from this mining run. But unfortunately, before we dropped out, we were having some really good discussions around like drones and various ships and all that stuff. So if anyone has anything that they want me to wax lyrical on for the remaining time, then please do feel free to set me off on one. It's always welcome. All right, let's see. We've got a decidedly prospector-friendly rock here. I'm definitely feeling this these prospector changes. It's not necessarily there are more. I didn't feel that there were an underwhelming amount of prospector rocks on surfaces to start with, but what I'm feeling maybe just anecdotally, maybe I'm just making it up in my own head. I'm feeling like there's more tier 1 prospector rocks. So maybe there's more valuable prospector stuff. So thankfully this time I don't have the glare side of Lyria messing up that green zone for me. Still have to concentrate though. Definitely can't make the mistake of trying to crack rocks while looking too closely at the stream manager, because the stream manager is that little bit behind. And that would not work for this. Really good news though, I have just read while I was over on the Frontier Discord setting up the little giveaway thread, that Frontier Consolidated, our org, came 3rd in the trucks. So after they counted the scores of the Daymar Rally. That is the Daymar Rally, isn't it? Yes. So yeah, for getting 452 kilometers. I see nobody from the truck class managed to actually finish. But yeah, coming behind Ramp Rocks, who got 509 kilometers, the Four Wolves, who got 470 kilometers, and Frontier Consolidated, that was Tint, 24. What was there? Shrike, I think, was there. And I'm forgetting someone, and I really don't want to. But massive congratulations. I'm gonna have to go and look because I don't want to miss out the 4th team member from our 3rd place team there. I'm probably drifting all over the place on the stream. This is why I don't try to multitask. There's too many channels. Pagan Wolf, of course. So there we go. 3rd place. Congratulations to those guys. That is amazing. It was a very difficult day, but so to come out with a finish like that is amazing. So yeah, the collection of titles from the Frontier Consolidated race team continues to grow. Maybe a little sneak peek into the future, but we are currently discussing some cool events. We run a lot of events over on the Discord, and I'm a little bit biased, but I'm allowed to be. But I think we do. I think it's something that we do incredibly well. We've got a lot of people who are very experienced at event running, and so yeah, we will be investigating putting on some try to put on some big events with a view to getting more of the wider SC community involved. So yeah, watch this space on that. Greg, I'm an old EVE player. Is this game as hostile to individual players EVE? No. I think I can categorically say that no, it is not. But that is on the understanding that EVE was extremely hostile to near enough everyone. So you know, the bar's quite low, right? you do have to be aware that, you know, like doing what I'm doing, we are in an open world. PvP is always on game, and yeah, while I'm just chatting to all you and cracking some rocks, if somebody sneaks up behind me in a combat ship and I'm in this mining ship, this prospector, I haven't got I haven't got a hope. So so yeah, but I would say that on average, and maybe it's because of the state and the stage that Star Citizen's in, like, people playing Star Citizen, I think, are sort of more willing to just help out newer players in particular, or people who are playing on their own, than you might find in Eve. Whether that continues into as the game gets further along in development remains to be seen. You know, it could become just as hardcore. And yeah, Lyrium, just because you get killed doesn't mean that people are griefers. Absolutely not. Some people are griefers, and you know that's a thing too. but yeah, just, you know, piracy is a legitimate game loop in Star Citizen, so absolutely you could get pirated. Somebody could just not like your face and decide it would be more fun to watch you explode. Yeah, there's not a great deal of punishment for dying either, so you know, I wouldn't let it discourage you. I have seen more instances of random people in Star Citizen being awesome to each other than blowing each other up. And even sometimes when they do blow each other up, they're still awesome to each other. So I would definitely say don't let the player interactions are really what makes it cool. And I have to say, so if there was, like, because sometimes the topic of discussion comes up about, like, well, you know, maybe there should be different servers. Maybe there should be PvE servers, essentially, for those people who don't want PvP all the time. And I would just say, if there wasn't the danger, so I'm doing a PvE industrial loop, like, but if there wasn't the danger of somebody sneaking up behind me, then I don't know that I'd be as excited. I don't know if this would be as fun or as interesting. So I think the risk makes it more fun and more, and you know, there's obviously stuff that you can do as an industrial player to reduce the risk. You know, one of the things you'll tend to always see me do is I never fly my mining ship straight back from a planet to a refinery. I always put a dogleg into my jumps, and I jump to another destination before I jump to the refinery. Just little things like that, because there are interdiction ships which can pull you out. So, you know, you just avoid the direct route, and you reduce your risk of getting caught. Carry a gun. There's lots of people who fly around doing stuff, making credits, and they don't have armor and they don't have a gun. Well, be one of the people who brings a gun. Then at least if you get jumped, you'll be able to put up a fight. And you know, it's, even if you lose, it could still be a fun experience, right? So did they say that they would have a PvP slider? I thought that was just a running joke, the PvP slider. Because it never works. PvP sliders don't work. What would work is to borrow some of the Eve systems, and you know, and I think it's very much where they're going. Like, right now we only have this one system, Stanton. So if I just go to my FD, So we're in this one solar system, and it is described as like medium to low security. Like, it's a fast developing system. It's owned by, like, all the planets are owned by these different companies. So it's got some security, but it's expanding too fast for them to really maintain control of. So there's quite a lot of crime. So yeah, it's semi secure, but then they have a lot of if you look at the star map for the ultimate sort of planned game, there are like way more systems, and some of them are like really well protected. So I think there it will be a case of sort of pick your level of spice, if you like. That's your PvP slider, essentially. You know, if you want to turn PvP off, well, you can't turn PvP off, but you can stick to places where, you know, it never happens. I almost think, and like, maybe this won't be a popular opinion with some people, it's just an opinion. I think it's good to have different opinions. But like, I think once you get to ultra safe space, I almost think it should be PvE. Like, oh, you shot me. Well, you know, some sort of spurious excuse about shielding technology and your bullets didn't do anything. Oh. You know, just to give an area of the game which is basically no risk, or no risk from other players, so that people who don't want to PvP don't have to. Like, I think that would be fine, and it would be healthy as long as those zones have very little reward to them as well. You know, you can't have a zone where there is no risk, but you can also make billions of credits. You got to have that. You know, take more risk, make more money, or whatever the important thing is. It might not always be credits. But you get me. Hey, Azif, how you doing, mate? Ethan, this is a prospector. Good old-fashioned MISC prospector. I was going to do a little bit of solo mole mining, but then I remembered that it's a bit of a pain in the ass, to be absolutely honest. Particularly when I'm trying to concentrate on multiple things. Yeah, by all means, they're in. Yeah, drop me a link to if there's a YouTube vid or a note of it sort of from the RSI site, that'd be an interesting read. Soup, you're planning cargo hauling trips into Pyro. That sort of thing would be awesome. Particularly if you can get sort of like proper convoys going. You know, 3 ships, 4 ships, and then like, because then all of a sudden the economics start to make sense, right? You know, like, quite often people are like, oh, I can't hire escorts, I don't make enough trading. Like, wow, if you've got 3 or 4 full caterpillars or whole seas or something like that, then you spread the cost of the of those escorts. Why don't I do ERTs or salvage? Because it's so OP right now. Because I have 46.8 million credits in all of the ships I want. Sorry, that makes me sound like a total dick. But that is essentially the reason. Like, you know, I did quite a lot of the illegal drug running. I did more of it than I probably would have, because I actually found the gameplay quite fun, you know. Enjoyable bit of gameplay. Like, I enjoyed the I enjoyed the shooting. I enjoyed the stacking. I enjoyed the risky runs to Brios. But yeah, I mean, I just like mining, like it as gameplay. So so yeah, and I also find it something which just to work this into Call Me Gerb's point in chat as well. You're just finding out that I am streaming on Twitch because I only really started towards the end of last year. So I'd on and off done some, but it was really part of my New Year's resolution to get more into it because it was something I've enjoyed, but managed to just get a bit more regular with it. And I find that mining is one of those things I can do without paying that much attention to the actual mining, if that makes sense. Because I think one of the important things when you're streaming is to have more of your attention over here and chatting than is actually on playing the game. So yeah, that's very much why. That was a very long-winded answer. Yeah, we have tried salvaging an Idris though. It is more anticlimactic than a Daymar rally stream, I'm afraid. You take down the Idris, which is cool. Cool explosions are cool. And then you get the green outline when you go do the crush. And it tells you that it's 1,500 SCU of construction materials in there, so it looks really tasty. It then takes a small age to do the to do the whole like countdown of the claw operation, and then nothing happens. So it just gets stuck. You cannot salvage the Idris in the current build, but fingers crossed, a new build will get that joy, because that would be amazing. I like that. made yourself all the money during meetings that you didn't need to be a part of. Yeah, that. There are so many meetings out there which just need to be an email at the end of the day. No comment. In case anyone from my work ever watches me. Which I don't think they would, to be fair. So, yeah, the salvage loops at the moment are very much where the AUC an hour is. And that's one thing, sort of, the economy in Star Citizen is like, it's a spec versus what it needs to be, right? It's highly undeveloped. So we need to see a lot of further development to that. But I think it's just something which will probably come after we see more of the game loops, more of the interaction between the game loops. And it'll ultimately be something which is just continuously developed over the lifetime of the game. But in terms of what we have now, so there will just always be, because there'll always be sort of unintended consequences or just outright bugs that can be exploited. They won't balance everything perfectly. So there will always be a thing you can do which makes you the most money. Like, it used to be mining, used to be Quantanium. But now it's salvage. At some other point in the future, it'll probably be bounty hunting. They'll probably do that like tier 2 balance pass on bounty hunting, where you actually have to start capturing people alive. Probably some people will come up with some ways of doing that, which CIG didn't see, and they'll massively overtune it. So So you know it will switch around, and if all you care about is making money, then yeah, you just find the thing which makes you the most money. And I am never going to say that is wrong, because it's a great way to make some money and try some ships without spending dollars or pounds or euros or yen or whatever your currency. So, but you will find a finite level with that. Like so then what? You know, you'll have bought all the cool ships you want to buy. And then you just got to play for fun. Like, then you just got to find what you find fun and enjoy doing it. Like, it's I have seen a number of people do the thing where they just literally push the do the thing over and over and over again that makes the most money, and then they just burn out in the game because they're like, yeah, I've made so much money, but I just don't enjoy this anymore. And it's like, well, did you try any other game loops? Yeah, but like, I'm not going mining because like I won't make any money. So, wow. So, Charles, you're please feel free to hop into the Discord. And again, Silas and Rav are doing good reminders for me here. We're doing a little bit of a giveaway today. We're going to give away a couple of Aerial Armor sets. So we're going to do that so that everybody on Twitch and on YouTube can join in. We are going to be doing that over on our Discord. Rav has just popped a link into the Twitch chat, and there is a link in the video description of the Discord stream, of the YouTube stream. Pop in there, and under our general chat channel, which everyone can access, there is a thread called Stream Giveaway. And all you have to do is type any form of message into that. And come tomorrow, I will put all the names who have dropped a message in that channel into a picker wheel, and we'll give away a couple of sets of Aerial Armor. So it's going to be open to everyone on Discord. I'm going to make it more of a stream thing, in that I'm not going to do an everyone announcement on the Discord, and it's going to be aimed at the people who are here supporting the stream. So yeah, that is there for everybody to enter. Because I meant to do it a week ago, but I forgot because I was trying to practice my hover biking. I'll tell you what, let's do one more run. We can get one more run in. Mortgage saying, after using the F8C for so long, I've burnt out from using it. I'm really enjoying the Avenger Warlock. Yeah, I think there might be an element of that. Like, you know, when you can get that much power in one ship, right? I mean, it is kind of like playing the game on easy mode at that point. There's not really a there's not very much that challenges an F8C in the game, is there? Right, what do I reckon to a Arastra salvage variant? I mean, while I think it could be cool, that is kind of what I think the crossover with a Reclaimer would be pretty massive. That would probably be a problem. Probably a problem. That's a tongue twister. So yeah, sort of just in terms of, like, I mean, the Arastra would definitely be like a nicer, shinier version to some extent, but at the same time, it would probably fill much of the same void. Given that it's that sort of 4-5 crew, multi-crew ship. You know, and the Reclaimers even got things like sort of processing on board and all that sort of stuff. Oh yeah, if you're already in the Discord, Jobs, then yeah, you should be able to see that channel. And yeah, the thing I was going to say about playing together as well, you know, you're more than welcome to just come to enter the giveaway, but also do take a look at things like the community events channels to see what's on, and everybody is of course welcome to jump into any of the voice channels, say hello, and meet some people to play with. Because Star Citizen is one of those games which, like, it's good solo to an extent, but it really comes alive when you play it with other people. Hey, Uncorked Bat and Cypher Zero, how are you guys doing? And thank you very much as well. I'm just keeping up with the chat. Keeping up with the follows. We've got a lot of extra follows from Bootneck, Barrel, RFC, Lord Smashington, Risbo the Blade, and Call Me Gerb. Thank you very much. Much appreciated as we try to get on the Twitch side of things. I hate to say it, but I've had to literally, like, felt like such an old man over the last week, as I've watched far younger people than I doing tutorials about all of the various commands and stuff, and Twitch etiquette. Twitch etiquette is a thing, apparently. So yeah, thanks to YouTube, younger people than me have been teaching me these ways. Hey, Mr. E, how you doing, mate? I'm doing Lyria, Tim. Finding it quite nice and relaxing. I think I might hit the Halo in a future week. Oh, good timing. Good timing. Got you during work, Red Cypher. Yeah, Myth, I think you're absolutely right. I think there's a more valid spot for a medium salvager, something to sit between the Vulture and the Reclaimer, like the Mole sits between the Prospector and the Arastra. So yeah, I think that sort of slot would be the one I'd be looking at for salvage. Sort of, you know, a two to 4 person crew, that sort of thing, is probably the salvage ship we need. I think one of the things I increasingly think is the need for the progression. Like, you need we've got things like lost my train of thought there. I think we need more progression in terms of advancement of ships. We've got all these, like, profession starters, so things like the Prospector and like the Vulture, and I just think we need the next one on from that. So not a profession starter, but a more like more advanced ship, which doesn't up the crew. So, like, if you look at something like the Vulture, we need, like, the next tier of salvaging ship, but that isn't necessarily then just a bigger salvaging ship. So maybe it could have more space for cargo, or maybe even a automated stacking crane, or a stacking crane that you could operate from the pilot seat. You know, like some sort of shinier, like, better solo salvage ship that could just do the same job but better, without asking you to go and find more crew. Because while I will always be an advocate for brewing up and doing stuff with other people, I know that it's not everybody's back. And absolutely, Rav, I had you at Crane. So yeah, it's I think something like that. I think attention does need to be paid. Sort of, on the one hand, I really like that CIG are talking about advancing the advancing the need for like multi-crew ships to be multi-crew. Like, I think that's cool. I think I am very, very excited for like the engineering gameplay. But I think if they make sort of soloing ships that aren't solo ships more painful, then I think it would be a really good compromise if they also accommodated solo players, because I think it would be a bit lame if sort of as a solo miner all these changes come in and then basically you're effectively told that if you want to stay solo, then, you know, there is no advancement in game from the Prospector for you. Like, I like the Prospector, but that strikes me as a bit lame. It's, Right, let's see, we might have to just feather this rock, because that is not giving us much. We cannot get the power of this Helix laser down low enough to and we're fighting a little bit of desync at the same time, so I might just back away, because I think that's going to go boom. There we go. That's one of the advantages to the Prospector. You can't do that in a mole. In a mole, you are very much just riding those ones out. There is indeed some form of giant robot mining laser vehicle, which remains to be seen sort of exactly how that will work. Looked a lot more like the sort of thing you would drop on the surface, right? That could be really cool. We'll have to obviously see what sort of carrier they come up with for that. Now, is any of this Taranite rock actually going to be worth scooping? Or was that just a bit of a waste to break? 50%. We'll take it. It's towards the end of the evening. We'll take it. Oh, a medical terrapin. That could be cool. It could be cool, but at the same time, I'm sort of like, of all the ships we need in SC, it's that, you know, just in terms of like, because that sits very close between sort of a C8R and a Cutty Red. I think Ravnak will be one person who will be championing that his Apollo will add more to the game. So his Apollo that he was promised earlier in the year. So yeah. Alright, let's see if we can have to feather this Hephaestonite rock as well, I think, unless I can find the perfect distance from it. Not liking these little server starters though. Like how everybody else is out trying to find the ways to crack the big rocks. I'm trying to find the ways to crack the smallest rocks. There we go. That should break. Nice and easy. Yeah, I would hope that the Apollo is still on for this year. I think it might just have had a bit of a setback. I have to say, I would be... I'm sort of really, really excited for it, but for purely selfish reasons. Oh, night, Charles. Catch you in a bit, dude. I'm a bit excited for the Apollo for selfish reasons, and that's because I look forward to the day that we can bring a respawn point out for events and stuff, which isn't a Carrack. Not that I don't like the Carrack. I like the Carrack, and I like the 890 jump, but, you know, you don't always want to be bringing, like, an absolutely massive ship. So having something a bit smaller with tier 2 or tier 1 beds will be would be amazing. Plus, being able to have tier 1 beds. You know, just thinking about actually repairing the like healing certain injuries which you can annoyingly pick up in a day's work in bunkers or whatever is I think actually sort of that'll be might be a bit of a like semi-turning point for some of the medical gameplay as well. Because right now, sort of a lot of medical gameplay is basically just the rescue part. Like, you're not actually doing the healing because a lot of the time people have worse injuries than I think we need to find some better rocks. They'll have worse injuries than you can actually heal in a lot of your beds. It's quite often, again, the tier 2 beds, like on the Carrack, are a bit of a pain to sort of bring to somebody. So a lot of the time you're just getting to somebody and rescuing them from whatever situation they found themselves in. But then you're just getting them back to their ship, or you're taking them in your ship to a space station to get them healed up. But with the Orion, you know, not the Orion, the Apollo. There we go. Wrong Greek god. That will give you an option to actually turn up with a ship that's offering those tier 1 injury healing abilities. Alright, that feels close together. That's gems. There we go. Got tricked by gems. I mean, that could be a point, Damien. You know, potentially by the time the Apollo comes out, tier 1 beds won't be doing the spawns. By the way, got a Ravnak essay on the Apollo. I'm gonna need to resize the chat window. Yeah, there's always that with new ships, for sure. Sort of like just flavor of the month happens. 1 second, just bear with me. I just need to stop a dog that's currently busy scratching his own face. I will be back in just a second. Right, sorry about that. Oh yeah, we got the medical galaxy coming as well. It'd be interesting as they release these medical ships. One of the things I really want to see is them talk about their intentions for medical gameplay long term as well. And one thing I sort of wonder about particularly is whether we will see essentially sort of PvE, like NPC AI driven medical missions, just to, you know, give you a bit more consistency in medical gameplay, right? Like, cause if I want to be a miner, then I log in and I go and look for rocks. If I want to be a bounty hunter, then there's the NPC bounties. You know, you can do PvP bounties when they pop up, but you've got AI driven gameplay to tide you over. And I think sort of if you want to be a medic, I think you've got to have that sort of NPC driven loop as well, so you know that you can log in at any point with your cutty red, and you can go and and get your medic on. Hey, Etin, how you doing? Congratulations, 3rd place in the Daymar Rally Truck Division. We did a bit of a shout out for it earlier, but very well done. So yeah, that is was awesome to see. Unfortunately, we couldn't deliver on the bikes. Yeah, exactly. So like that sort of, you know, different types of missions. Some of them having combat, some of them no combat whatsoever. Like, I think one of the things which like I would find interesting from if I was doing some of that medical gameplay is, you know, to have a bit of a random chance to it. Like I would like to see that sort of random chance with all types of gameplay, to be honest. Like, you know, maybe I turn up and maybe it's just a case of fixing up the people who need help. Sometimes I turn up and it's a gunfight. Alright, only 7 bike teams finished in total. Amazing. So if we'd managed to go, then maybe we could have done better. But to be fair, I think our server was one of, what, 2 bike servers? And nobody on our server made it at all. So 11 30Ks and that was enough. So considering bikes have a tendency to go explode on their own, I can't imagine there were very many finishers. But yeah, Porky, I think you could. The thing is, like with that sort of medical gameplay, if they chose that route, and I'm just spitballing here, probably somebody with a game design degree can tell me why everything I've just said wouldn't work in the slightest. But you know, you could have different levels of risk. You can have a whole rep tree attached to it. You know, you have to start like you do with the box delivery missions or the bounty missions. You know, you just deal with the scraped knees of the Star Citizen universe. But then after you rep yourself up, then yeah, you eventually get to the full-blown medical emergencies. Something that might pop. Nope, just about got off lightly on that. Yeah, it seems to definitely be a lot more of these small rocks. I'm starting to think that maybe a helix is not the best laser for when you're trying to crack 3.5K mass Festonite rocks. I want to read the next message, but I'm also just a little bit nervous. Might have found a sweet spot where I got a little bit of time. Maybe a touch of red. I reckon that'll cool in time. That'll be okay. Yeah, the 600i is due to get a tier 2 medbed, which in the current build, yeah, would be enough to do respawns. Whether that continues into the future, that's the same as the Carrick, same as the 890 jump. So the only tier 1 beds currently are at space station clinics and hospitals. The tier 3 ones are the ones you find on like the C8R and the Cutty Red. But then they don't do respawning. Tier 2 does respawning. And I think, yeah, the 600i is built to get a tier 2, as far as I'm aware. Which should be quite good, but that might well not do respawns in the future. Personally, I think it should do respawns, but I think respawns should be something which is, they should have some sort of resource attached to them. Like, you know, the miracle green goo that you find in med guns. Like, or maybe a fixed amount of semi-formed clone bodies, right? Like, so that you have to have some form of material on board, so you can't get just infinite respawns forever, just because you have a med bed. It doesn't make sense that it wouldn't be tied to some form of resource in some way. So I think that would address some of the balance around that. Just check to see if that little bit. No, okay. Best we're gonna do is this 75% bit. That was quite a nice run of Festa Night. Which, while it's only tier 2, still a, I think one of the things I sort of notice in mining is a lot of people focus entirely on the tier 1 mats. But then when you look at how the tier 1 mats often split, you're quite often picking up like 50% bits, so if you assume that the other sort of the other 50% is garbage and you're throwing it away, yes, you might be scooping up something which is worth like 7,000 per SEU, but per SEU of your bags you're only really getting 3.5k if you're 50% crap. So whereas if you go for a tier 2 material, but you're able to get 100% chunks of it, because the tier 2 mats have much better cluster factor, then, you know, you might effectively be getting the same. And might be a much quicker run as a result of it as well. Right. Yeah. Right, let's get back to Arc L1. Probably when I make it back there, I'm probably gonna call it a night. So just one final reminder from me. That I wanted to give away a couple of Aerial sets of armor to celebrate getting affiliate status on Twitch. I meant to do it last week, I forgot, because I was trying to hover bike, and it was hard. So I'm remembering to do it this week, but just so that everybody can enter from YouTube and from Twitch, we're doing it on our Discord. If you haven't joined, then there have been a couple of links in the chat. There's one in the video description on Discord, on YouTube. I'll kindly ask Rav to put another one up in Twitch, which when it catches up, he will do. There we go. He's already done it. So yeah, if you just pop on into the Frontier Discord if you're not in there already, under the general chat channel, there is a thread called Stream Giveaway, and just write any message in that, and I will stick you on the picker wheel, and we'll give that a spin tomorrow. Tomorrow, just after lunchtime. I'm going to say 1 PM UTC, so that I've officially put a timestamp on it. So yeah, we'll give away a couple of sets of Aerial, and just whoever wins can pick what color they want. So. But yeah, I'm just going to go and drop this into the refinery. But that's frankly the boring part of the mining run. And I'm also getting very hungry, and I can smell the stew that Ali made earlier behind me. So I'm looking forward to my dinner. But yeah, just a big thank you for everyone for coming and hanging out. I'll be trying to make this the regular slot. We've made it 4 weeks in so far. So, Yeah, of course, if they don't pick orange, we're telling them they're wrong. That's naturally. But yeah, I'm gonna probably round things off there. I'm gonna throw up the end screen, but then I'm gonna just take a look and see if any of my friends are streaming on Twitch at the moment, and we can organise a little raid if anybody wants to keep on watching some good content. But I will catch you all in the next one. I'll probably have a video out later this week, getting more into the rhythm of it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch everyone later.